TIL That while filming Tokyo Drift, they couldn't get a permit to film a scene. They filmed it anyway, and the studio hired a fall guy to claim to be the director and spend a night in jail. The driving scene in Shibuya was shot in LA, I wonder why they couldn't do the people scene there too. So what are you in for? It's okay though, Dom and his crew broke the guy out of jail later that night. They mentioned in the behind the scenes how hard it was to film in Japan as they could not block off any streets or stop any foot traffic. So when they filmed, they had people walking in and out of shots and there was nothing they could do but wait for them to pass by. Personally, I believe it made for better shots as the areas felt more real and lively. Also, another fun fact. All race scenes were shot in LA and then they used CGI to make it look like Japan. Excuse me, MR. Wheezy, I'll have to arrest you for possession of illegal firearms and 10 pounds of weed. Random crew member, yo, that's mine. Wheezy, what he said. Plot twist: the fall guy sues for his percentage as director. A buddy of mine works in construction. They often work in a city with a lot of tourism and near hotels. Apparently, they have to do this sometimes in order to get their jobs done. People in the hotels will call to complain because they're starting work before like 10 a.m. and the city doesn't want anyone to have a bad opinion because of tourism dollars. So they arrest someone so they can say they did something. Edit, I was exaggerating with the 10 a.m. thing. Just because people are assholes. You gotta have a fall guy. https://www. YouTube.com/watch, v=OSLW2DDPM7U0, Chris Carter. TIL be arrested is now a profession. If you do time for the family doesn't forget. It's not about permits, it's about family. You should have seen the speeding fines. Also, Tokyo Drift is a really underrated entry into the FNF series. This is cool and all until you realize that's how rich people and companies also get away with whatever they want. Pretty standard practice in Greece. We call that position alpha upsilon tau omicron phi omicron rho kappa iota alpha, basically the fall guy that spends a night in jail and gets 50 euros for their troubles. Basically most beach bars are illegal and they have that guy for when the Coast Guard comes to ask why they built a giant establishment on the sand. Wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. Why did they use a 30-year-old Sean to play a teen though? Because things always go well when movie shoots bypass safety regs. Deleted. So it was my understanding while living there that there isn't really such a thing as a night in jail in Japan. They can hold you for as much as 21 days without any real due process. It happens frequently to shitty service members and tourists for even minor offenses. They don't even owe you a phone call, so your dumb buddy decides to stay out late and says I'll see you back at the hotel, then disappears for 2 weeks. I guess they could consider this offense minor enough to release right away. Or the individual they hired was a citizen. That seems like a big risk to take though. Edit, also possible the director was told it was a night in jail and doesn't realize it was probably more. He did it for family. I love Tokyo Drift so much, it's shamelessly my favorite Fast and Furious movie and I've seen it like 100 times, haha. This shit happens all the time. When my prior company was doing the roofing and siding for Turner at Fort Lee in VA, one of the Korean installers fell and broke his back. They had another PM from another branch take the fall. In another instance, they got caught not paying installers according to wage scale on the K9 Secret Service job that Hensel Phelps was doing. The installers more or less had to leave, because the GC knew my old company wasn't paying wage scale, and the installers would not lie about it either. Honey Pig Korean barbecue restaurant owner had 2 of her former employees do time in jail for money, when they got caught for tax evasion and illegal hiring practices. When you work with Koreans, you see all kinds of fucked up shit like going to jail for the company for compensation. Even one of my dad's friend who was an executive at Dongwon Group, did time in jail for the company in return for $3 million USD at the time. Ha! Little do they realize, I could read that whole article around their annoying attempt at forcing me to accept cookies. Better to ask forgiveness than permission. That's been my motto for most of my life. Saul Goodman got into film production. Seems like a FNF thing to do. Job interview went like this. Stunt man, so, explain to me exactly how I will be the stunt double for the director? Hiring manager, well, we are going to need you to, take a fall. That's kind of a dick move. He should be credited. How much was his paycheck? Did the guy get into IMDb as second director? This is why they say nothing is illegal if you have enough money. That fall guy gets to put on his resume that he was one of the directors for Tokyo Drift. If he's in the film industry, a lot of aspiring directors would kill for that step up. Why didn't the director just spend the night in jail? One night. So wealthy studio disregards laws and hires fall guy so no one important spends a single night in jail. And that doesn't disgust anyone. To take the gig as the fall guy, I would have demanded that my name be in the credits, preceding the actual director's name, with the title King of the movie, just to piss him off. I loved that movie. Easiest $20 and a case of natties I ever made. NGL I really enjoy Tokyo Drift LOL. This makes for kind of a funny TIL and is a pretty innocuous event, but at its core it really highlights the world we live in. If you have money, laws are nothing more than a suggestion. If you can't do something because it's against the law, just go ahead and do it anyway. You're rich. You're immune from consequences. Just pay someone to make it go away, like you were ordering a pizza for delivery. I wonder how much he was paid. Ah yes, Canary M. Burns. Okay family. Let's roll out. We gotta bust out the fall guy from prison, because he's family, probably DOM. My car was in Tokyo Drift. What most people don't realize is that a lot of the movie was filmed in the US, including the famous garage scene where he first meets DK. And that's why Americans are respected everywhere in the world. How much did he get paid?